This is part 2 of our series on stewarding and competition obedience. We've done our best to present the common techniques for this important job, but it must be remembered that the ring belongs to the judge. Therefore, the individual judge may have different instructions for the steward. Let's get started. Stewarding is important for several reasons. One reason is that it can teach a great deal about the rules, how things are judged, and ring procedures that you simply won't get any other way. Another is that the judge depends heavily on the steward, and good stewards make the ring run smoothly and make the judge's job manageable. Although the tasks associated with being a steward are outlined in the Steward in Obedience in AKC regulations, generally many of these tasks are learned on the job. This video attempts to take some of the guesswork out of the job and the task associated with being a steward. One question that comes up commonly is, what should I wear? The answer to this varies. Some clubs specify what the stewards are to wear, while others leave it up to you. Here are some tips. A polo shirt and trousers are the best choice. Skirts, especially flowing skirts, may distract the dog while doing the figure 8 exercise. Clothing and shoes should be comfortable. A closed-toed shoe is best for several reasons. Sandals may pop as you walk and distract the dogs. Some indoor trials may be in buildings that are cold. Bringing a sweater or a light jacket is a good idea. Stewards should arrive at least 30 minutes prior to the start of the trial. 45 minutes is optimal. Once you arrive, get your assignment from the chief ring steward and then report to your ring. The judge will give you any particulars as to how he or she wants the work done. Pay close attention. Remember that attitude matters more than anything else. Think of this as customer service for dog teams. The judge and the handlers will be forgiving of mistakes as long as your attitude is positive. Handlers are nervous and they're focusing on their dogs. Be patient with them. As the handlers arrive, they will come to your ring and check in. The table steward will confirm that they are listed in the program, then give them their armbands. The ring or gate steward should mark off the armband number on the ring card. This is usually done by marking a diagonal line through the number on the card with a marker. If the class in this ring has jumps, it's a good idea to write the dog's jump height underneath the armband number. When the team goes in the ring, the steward should make another diagonal line in order to form an X and show that the dog has been in the ring. There are two jumps used in open, the high jump and the broad jump. These are to be set correctly prior to the team entering the ring. The high jump is composed of two uprights usually joined at the bottom by a 4-inch or 8-inch crossboard. This board generally remains in place for the entire class. The steward can check and see if the catalog indicates that there are any dogs that jump less than 8 inches. If there are not, the 8-inch crossboard should be used. It is a good idea for the steward to place all of the jump boards into the uprights prior to the beginning of the class. This ensures that the jump boards do in fact fit into the uprights. Sometimes uprights and boards get mixed up and they don't fit together. The high jump boards come in 8, 4, and 2-inch sizes. The steward will use whatever combination that equal the dog's jump height. Let's say that the dog jumps 22 inches. This would require two 8-inch boards, one 4-inch board, and one 2-inch board. The broad jump is composed of hurdles. The steward must pay close attention to the dog's jump height and the number of hurdles required. The judge will position the jumps prior to the start of the class. He or she will mark the position of the first hurdle. This is the shortest one. This hurdle stays in place and the others extend out from its position. In our previous example, the dog jumps 22 inches. The broad jump is to be twice this distance, or 44 inches. At 44 inches, the rules require 3 hurdles. Extending out from the first hurdle, the steward measures 44 inches and places the edge of the last hurdle there. The steward then places the center hurdle. Perform this spacing by eye rather than by measurement. One way to remember the number of hurdles required is to remember that at 28 inches you go to 3 boards and at 48 inches you go to 4 boards. Some judges or clubs provide a job aid that will help, and sometimes the judge carries a folding ruler that has the number of hurdles already marked on it. The stewards must change the jump heights between handlers quickly and efficiently. There is a real difference between the orders of the exercises in Open A and Open B. In Open A, the order is always the same, however, the order varies between 6 possible patterns in Open B. The judge will post the order of the exercises if the class is Open B 45 minutes before the class starts. We will look at the exercises in Open A or Order 1. Ideally, the stewards have identified the next team and they are on deck and waiting to enter the ring. The steward should have already secured the dumbbell and placed it on the table where everyone can find it. Do not get the next handler's dumbbell mixed up with those of other handlers. As in novice, the handler may not enter the ring until invited by the judge. This is because the judge is required to attend continuously to the team while they're in the ring. Unless the judge is ready, he or she may not be prepared to turn full attention to that team. When invited in, the team will enter the ring, and once all the way in, they will remove their leash and hand it to the gate steward. The gate steward will then hang the leash over the ring barrier at the gate opening. This is so everyone knows where it is if it's needed. The first exercise in Open A is the heel off lead. This is performed as in novice. At the end of the off-lead heeling exercise, the judge will say, "Exercise finished." The gate steward and ring steward should enter the ring immediately and go to the designated spots for the figure 8 exercise. When this is completed, the judge says, "Exercise finished," and the stewards should quickly leave the ring. The next exercise is the drop on recall. The gate steward should be standing in the ring gate opening in the event a dog attempts to leave the ring. If this happens, the steward should block the dog but not grab it by its collar. If the steward grabs the collar, the handler will not be able to recall their dog. A slip lead should be placed near the opening for the ring gates for the purpose of capturing the dog should this be necessary. It is important not to get bitten. The retrieve on the flat is the next exercise. The judge will explain how and when to bring in the dumbbell. The dumbbell should be handed directly to the judge unless otherwise indicated. The next exercise is the retrieve over the high jump. At the conclusion of this exercise, the ring or gate steward should enter the ring efficiently and take the dumbbell from the handler. Exit the ring quickly. Finally, the last exercise is the broad jump exercise. After this exercise is completed, the judge will say, "Exercise finished," and the ring and the gate steward should enter the ring quickly. One should have the leash and hand it to the handler. Then both stewards will change the jump heights as required. After a certain number of teams, the judge will have groups. When the last dog before groups leaves the ring, the stewards should strike the ring. This entails removing both jumps to the outside of the ring. Once the ring is struck, the table steward and the gate steward should then line the teams up in judging program order. This is regardless of the order that the teams showed in. The judge will invite the teams in and call each team's number as they enter. The judge will then position each team where he or she wants them. Once in place, the teams will be asked to remove their leash and armband and place both behind them. The judge will ask the teams if they are ready, and if they answer in the affirmative, the judge will give the order. In this case, we'll use the sit first. The order will be, "Sit your dogs." Then, "Leave your dogs." The handlers will then cross the ring, turn, and follow the designated steward to the out-of-sight location. This steward will remain in place where he or she can see the handlers and can see and be seen by the judge. It is essential that the steward be able to see the return order from the judge. The out-of-sight steward should not inform handlers if a dog lies down or moves during groups. This is because, until announced, all scoring is confidential. You can't get in trouble for what you don't say. Different judges have the stewards perform in different ways. Generally, a judge will post one steward at the ring gate opening with a slip lead. This may be the table steward. Then there will be one steward in the ring near him or her also with a slip lead. A third steward will take the team to the out-of-sight location and stay with them. Should a dog leave its place in the sit or the down, look to the judge for an indication as to whether or not you should secure the dog. If you are to secure the dog, approach it quietly and in a friendly manner. Do not entice it to come to you because you may pull other dogs from their place. Place the slip lead over the dog's head and guide it across the ring. Don't worry at this point about the armband and the leash. Some judges may call the handler back to secure the dog for safety reasons. When the time expires, the judge will indicate to the out-of-sight steward to bring the teams back. It is generally best to simply get out of their way and let them get back in the ring. This is unless the team needs the steward's help in getting other people out of their way. Remember, be nice. This process is repeated for the long down. At the conclusion of the group exercises, the steward should leave the ring and stand clear of the opening. This facilitates getting the ring cleared. Then they should quickly reset the jumps for the next handler. This is the conclusion of Part 2, Stewarding in the Open class. You can further your understanding of stewarding by reading the Steward in Obedience in the AKC Rules and Regulations for Obedience. Thank you for watching and enjoy your stewarding experience.